Housing Choice Voucher is what is necessary in order for them to have decent.
Exactly.
That
yes.
they must understand that it's a stepping to whatever your dreams are. So if you're in a position, I will give an example. If you're a mother and your child is small and has some health needs and you can't work full time because of your needs of your child, that doesn't mean that has to be your reality forever. But while you're here, let's prepare for where it is you want to go.
Yeah.
So it's a tool, and we have to help people understand that it's a tool. It doesn't have to be a lifestyle. But there may be people with some medical issues where they probably will never be able to work full time. I think that would be a great to know that this person has a subsidy, that they will be able to live in a decent house. That's important.
Our mobility program ties into one of the particular stepping stones, which is deconcentrating poverty. And so that's definitely one thing we have a heavy hand in, is we're, like I said, we're always looking at zip codes where voucher holders typically go to because they know that a voucher is going to be accepted. And so with that, you get high concentrations of poverty, in particular the 23222 zip code, but it's one of those things where you kind of have to look at it a little bit deeper, because that's also a zip code that's slightly gentrifying to the north side community. So it really depends on what side of town you're living in as far as deconcentrating the poverty. So one of the things we do is, because we have that background and that business savvy, is we promote the program. We've talked to several landlords, property managers, presidents of real estate companies in these high opportunity, low poverty areas, and just sat down with them and asked them, really, what is it? Why won't you take a voucher? And some of the things we heard were really interesting, and just trying to overcome, again, not just those personal barriers that a tenant has, but also the landlord concerns and issues. So that's one thing that we can sell in the mobility program, is that we have a relationship with the tenant, with the housing authority, and the landlord. So we're the middle person. So if something goes awry, we can put it all back together and make it smooth.
I think one of the biggest barriers or areas of concern for persons who rent is that they don't come with a body of knowledge about renting. Their biggest concern would be, I need a roof over my head, not necessarily understanding it's a contractual relationship.
We follow the client and the landlord. So we do follow-up surveys, and we call every 2 to 3 months just to make sure everything is going all right. So as far as the stability, it really is just making sure they move into a quality home. One of the things, because we do so many intakes, we hear a lot of the same thing over and over again. And one of the most common reasons a person moves is because of repair issues, or the utilities are too high. Richmond has an old housing stock, and so if a landlord is not taking care of the pipes of a home, the HVAC, a lot of times that's the main reason that a person wants to move. It's not because of anything particular with the home or anything like that. It's just sometimes the utilities are too high. So that's one thing we kind of look into and scout and things like that, as far as just looking for quality landlords with quality homes, because a lot of times our clients may make good money, but so much of it is going towards paying utilities that they may fall behind on the rent and everything else. So just looking for quality homes is really the root of it all.
So we do a lot with superior tenant workshops, where we educate our clients on how to be good renters and what the whole relationship is all about, and help them navigate that when they have problems. Even though we understand the science and the business of renting, there is still the other factors of life that contribute or can take away from your house and stability. And we do address those things. I think that's really what makes home very unique, is that we understand that you're being able to pay your utility bills on time. You're being able to budget for your groceries. It impacts if you can pay your rent.
Yes, it does.
And what things, how you should prioritize those needs. So yeah, all that's really important.
One of our goals of our program is to move people up and out of poverty. So one of the things besides finding people rental homes is teaching them financial counseling. And so if there's ever an opportunity to do that, I'm definitely going to do it. Just this morning I was talking to a client, you know, basically just helping her find banks that will take her as a second chance person. She doesn't have a good credit score, and she's looking to pay off a past utility bill. And so she reached out to me this morning and asked, you know, do you know any organizations that will pay off old utility bills? I'm like, no. I know some that will pay security deposits, but not, you know, anything in the past like that. So sometimes our role expands past the housing search, but just those wraparound services, furniture. You're getting ready to go to a training to help people, you know, get free furniture. Sometimes they just literally have the clothes on their back. So really just teaching people about the resources in the area, but also how to manage their day-to-day expenses and things like that. Because one of the things that we're known for is transitioning our clients from the voucher to our home ownership programs. Like I said, home does a lot. So a few of our clients have actually become homeowners. So that's really a good win. One in particular, and ironically enough, it's a young lady who has kidney issues, dialysis. She uses dialysis. So when she called us, she has a voucher. The housing authority told her to call us and ask for help in finding a good quality home. She never rented before, always lived at home, and she's probably in her late 40s, early 50s. And so she's always lived at home because of her disability. So finally gets this opportunity to take advantage of the voucher. And come to find out, she was riding a bus one way to the dialysis center for 2 hours and then walking a mile to get there. So with our program, we were able to help her find a home within 2 blocks of the dialysis center. And it's a low poverty area, and so 10-minute walk max. So just that time and just physical energy she has to exert on top of receiving dialysis treatment is now much smaller. So that is really one of the biggest wins I've had. It just really makes me happy. I saw her a couple weeks ago. She's doing great.